Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Farm,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have Angie Tedder Crawford from Seminole Feed with us. Very excited to have you with us. She has got quite an impressive history in the horse world. And after Angie is done, we'll have the Renegades drill team joining us, and that should be pretty good stuff too. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. And of course, we have our usual tips and event mentions. We've got some new events also to bring to your attention in this local area. But let's kick it off right now with Dr. Faith Hughes, and she is talking about when you think your horse might be colicking, ways to check vitals and overall health of your horse. Here she is.
I'm just here with a couple of tips if you think your horse is colicking or you know your horse is colicking. First thing is that when you call your veterinarian, it is helpful if you can tell them what the horse's temperature is and maybe what their horse's heart rate is. So we're going to just real quick, we're going to go how to do that. I have just a digital thermometer here, just like you can buy at Walgreens or CVS. And we're going to go over here to this horse, and hopefully he'll be a good boy about this, but it's not really a very big thing to pass where they pass manure. So usually they're pretty good about it. And we just kind of, sometimes if you scratch the top of their tail, they'll kind of lift up their tail and they'll let us find their little rectum, push the button. Sometimes they like it if you scratch it while you're doing that. Most of them will lift up their tail if you scratch right around the side. You probably can't see that, but he's lifting up his tail for us. It doesn't have to be a big deal, all right? And then it's going to beep, and it says it's 98.9, which is great. So it's just a good thing to know, because if your horse has a temperature of over 102, we should be a little concerned.
Dr. Hughes, she is wonderful and a great wealth of information. And you even, right away, I'm like, Angie, you know everybody.
Yeah, Auburn grad. Yeah, she's a fellow Auburn grad.
That's cool.
So yeah, I've known her for, oh my goodness, I've known her since the 80s.
A bit.
Yeah, before she came on full time at Peterson Smith. So
Before that?
Before that, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what was it? Reading with Horses last week? Dancing Pete Rhoda says, oh, we got Angie 2 hours on the podcast. And I'm like, what?
2.5 hours.
Oh, 2.5 hours. Rub it in.
Well,
so I said, well, it's about time you were back in here and at least got to come and see the new studio.
right, this is lovely. It's the biggest studio that I've seen you have since you got this show started. So it's very exciting to know that, you know, your business is still expanding. You know, that what you do out there is so important and relevant, and providing great information and having great people here, and I'm not including myself. I'm just saying.
And great sponsors, which you can include.
I can include myself.
Well, you've been with me since the first day,
Since day
which
one.
is 13 years.
Yeah.
So that is incredible. I mean, that is amazing. And to have the world's best feed behind you for 13 years, it's why we are where we are. You know, I never have to worry about telling somebody to buy Seminole Feed and there being any concerns.
That's half of my career. I've been with Seminole 26 years. This fall will be my 27th year. Thanksgiving will be my 27th year.
27 years.
Yeah.
You must like it.
I do. I love it a lot.
Well, for those of you that don't know, so we moved from actually originally even smaller than we were at most recently, and then we were upstairs in this building in
We were like in a bathroom, you know.
Yeah, we were like a closet. No, it wasn't a bathroom, it was a closet. It was a closet. It was small. But little by little, we've outgrown space. And because you can't see all of this right now, there's this set, then there's a second set with a couch and chairs, which we're looking for new furniture still for that. That's a work in progress. But there's actually a production room and then another studio all the way in the back, a small green room that's got like a green wall, which is going to be amazing for using for all sorts of being able to have horses galloping behind you and all that sort of thing. That's still a work in progress because we've only been in a few weeks. And that ended up being the room that everything went in from the other studio.
I was going to say, because your last studio, like everything was in one room.
Exactly, it was very cramped up. So all of that is in there right now, waiting to be sorted out. But then we'll have a third option for a studio which is
Listen,
really nice.
I mean, I am a firm believer you have moved up in the world when you've got your own bathroom now.
Our own loo.
Oh, I thought she was going to say
You
me.
got, you got Dancing Pete.
Dancing
Okay,
Pete
second on
and-
that list would be a bathroom.
That's right, and that's the first time we've had our own bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's really
So
crazy
during
as it
our
is.
podcast, we learned so much about Angie and Ocala and how Angie and Ocala go, I mean, like peanut
Hand in
butter and
hand.
jelly.
Yeah.
Like, did you know, since Louisa's always up on the thoroughbreds, did you know that Angie here has touched needles when he was running during the Kentucky Derby?
No, I
Well-
wasn't even alive then.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Darn.
Excuse him, folks. I was born in the 60s. Needles ran in the 50s.
Okay. But you started off Peterson and Smith.
56
Yeah.
was his big
Yeah.
So
win.
Peterson and Smith.
I was there 6 months after the door
There
opened.
you go.
Yeah. And I worked for the Smith
Okay.
of Peterson and Smith.
The Smith.
The Smith.
The
yeah.
Smith.
Did
Yeah.
you tech there?
I did. I tech there. I started out riding with him when I was 15. Usually it was my dad, would drop me off at his farm, and I volunteered. You know, that was just a thing that you did. And so I got in the car, and he said, drive. And I said, but I just got my license. Drive anyway. So...
Really?
And he had an LTD back then, so the vet stuff was all in the trunk, you know, in the back seat and in the trunk.
That's funny. We have a whole segment with Dr. K out and what's in the back of your vet vehicle.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
was all in the trunk.
It was in the trunk, and then we moved up to a pickup truck, you know, with the boxes, and then we moved up to I think it was the Astro van next, and those were junk. The door fell off in the parking lot of the Jiffy store, you know, one day.
Whoops.
Yeah, we moved up to a Suburban.
Come a long way.
Yeah, I
It's
just
like our process with studios.
Yeah.
From the LTD all the way up.
How big was the clinic?
Well, the clinic was, I'm going to say we because I did work there. So they had the offices, they had of course, the surgical suite, and they had the clinical stalls, and they had the one medicine barn on the hill. And so that was during breeding season, I would ride with Smith, and then during the off season, I would work in the clinic under Dr. Sloan. So, and he got to where I was doing things so well, and he trusted me enough that then I taught all the new people coming in how to do it Dr. Sloan's way. And I worked all kinds of shifts. I would work weekends. I would work, 11 to 7 shift. That was probably the toughest shift. But the scary part is that 60th Avenue was only like a single lane road, just 2 single lanes. And
Crazy to think
in the
of that
middle
now,
of
isn't it?
Middle of nothing. And so when you'd hear a car go by, of course you'd hear the velocity of how fast it was going. But when it slowed down, you went inside, you closed the door, and you locked because you were out there in the middle of nowhere. And there were some shifts you were there by yourself.
Think of Airport Road being in the middle of nowhere. It's like,
consider.
what?
Yes, exactly. So it's come a long way, baby, basically.
And what years would that have been?
Let's see, I started riding with him like 1982.
Wow.
82, 83, like between 82 and 83.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really have a history.
I have a history.
Now,
Yeah.
did your family have horses? Were your parents horse crazy?
My dad was.
Your dad.
And we had when we lived in Fort Lauderdale, and as a matter of fact, on Sunday, it would have been my dad's birthday, and my dad moved us up here in 1975 on his birthday.
Aww.
So, 51 years we've been up here.
Your dad's birthday was very close. My dad's
Yeah.
birthday was June 20th.
Yeah.
So very close, yeah.
So to think that we've been up here for 51 years, we've seen a lot of change in this county. We moved up here because Dad saw the horses up here, and he loved horses. And we had 2 horses when we lived in Lauderdale. We boarded those in Davie. And quick fun story, the feed store that was at the end of the road where we boarded was owned by Mr. McHugh. And I became, I've been with Seminole for so long, I've done multiple jobs. One of them was a dealer rep. And we went down to Fort Lauderdale. We have a dealer down there, Finish Line Feed in Dania on Sterling Road. And so I was talking to Patrick about, I grew up down here. I had horses in Davie.
Angie. Your stories are so good, I'm not paying attention. Okay. Hold that thought. If you want to hear the rest, you'll have to tune back in the next segment. Stay with us. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rona.
Accent's quite something, isn't it, Angie? We have Angie from Seminole Feed Stores, the world's best and safest feed, here with us. Known Angie for so long. So blessed to be friends with her. And just talking last week at Reading with Horses, and Pete said he managed to rope her into podcast, and I said, well, then it's time we got her in the studio and talked about all the cool things that she has done in her career with 26, almost 27 years with Seminole Feed. It's amazing. Now that takes me back to like the Rice family. I mean, you're talking about cool people who have been around here forever.
They have.
And
So you were on Feed Store Story, so let's start.
I've got to go back to that. Okay. You're right. You're right.
So at the end of the road where we boarded our horses was this feed store. You know, I became a sales rep, I became a dealer rep, went down to Fort Lauderdale to our dealer there, was talking to the owner of Patrick McHugh and saying, hey, I grew up in Davie, I had my horses here. And he says, my dad owned that feed store. And he said, I worked in that feed store. He was like working in that feed store since he was a kid. So at some point in time, I'm sure I saw him in that feed store when I was a kid. And it was like instant, you know, like you get transported through time.
Yes.
You know, because that's like the first place that I smelled the absorbing hoof flex. I'm sure I could open a can of that right now and be transported back to that feed store.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, we should do that on a show, is have a smell and see if people can tell you what it is and where they
Very
first smelled
powerful
it.
sense.
There you go.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because when I was in England, I was at that barn for the P&R horse-drawn carriages. And I haven't been in a really, really, really old barn, 150-something years old, probably since I was a kid. And it was crazy because they probably thought, why is this woman walking around sniffing everything? But I was, because it was like, took me back to like those old barns I used to be in with my ponies when I was a kid, you know?
Well, we have frail memories. You know, some people can remember a lot of things, but we don't use near the amount of our brain that was intended to be used. But you can take a smell or music and it will transport you back to wherever.
I know, you're right. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that happened to me in that barn in that lovely little, that farm in Butler's Marston. I just was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is that I smell?
Right.
It was
I
just a
smelled it
step back.
before.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a step back
So
for me.
we had other things that I didn't know about you,
Oh gosh.
which is you wanted to go to vet school.
I did.
Did you? Me
Yes,
too.
I did. But,
Why
you know,
didn't you?
Well, I didn't get in.
Okay.
And,
I didn't try.
And I had a job my senior year. You know, when I filled out my application for vet school, I'm a praying girl. And I just said, Lord, you know how much I love horses and how I've wanted to do this all my life. If this is not what you want me to do, just lead me to a job with horses that I love. Well, okay, how long did I say that I've been with? Well, so I do love it.
You do.
You know, I'm on the fringes of all kinds of disciplines, meaning, you know, the thoroughbreds, the dressage horses, the Pasafinos, the Arabians. I've been immersed in all kinds of breeds, all kinds of activities with horses. I've learned to appreciate something about every breed that I've encountered, and to be able to be the behind the scenes person for people that have won Eclipse Awards, for people that have won the Breeder of the Year. Just you name the award and they've won it. And that's my satisfaction, that I'm trusted to provide guidance for the nutrition programs.
That's so important. We are what we eat, and that applies to horses as much as it does to us. So what they eat is absolutely key to their growth, their success, their ability to compete, the level they can compete at. And you know, for me, hats off to all you veterinarians out there, whether you're small animal or large animal. I was leaning towards small animal, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know how you all do it. It's amazing. It's so impressive. And when it comes to like losing a horse, I have a friend this week who's lost a horse. And, you know, when it comes to that, having to make that decision, just the short amount of few years I worked as a tech at a small animal clinic, I can tell you, I cried more than the people that had to put the animal down. I would have been absolutely useless. So you're right, the good Lord knows where you're not supposed to be. I would have been crying more than the owner. So, I cried for a friend this week, and I never even actually met this particular horse, but it still made me cry. So I would have been hopeless. It would have been no good. We're doing what we're supposed to do.
Right. So you talk about, you know, heart horse, losing a heart horse. So you started to say that I've been around with the Rices.
Yes.
You know, that history.
Out at the Silver Springs, you sent us a photo
Silver
out
Springs,
at the Silver
yes.
Springs Park.
Got to ride with them. I rode with them quite a bit. And after Mr. Clyde passed away, I was Jeannie's, you know, I was her concierge, so I'd come pick her up.
Look at you in the saddle.
Yes. I'd come pick them up, I'd come pick her up after Clyde passed away, and we'd go trail ride together wherever she wanted to go. That's where I took her. And we just had the greatest time together, and, you know, so fortunate that Clyde was that couple was so well known in the thoroughbred industry for the successes and the family that they raised.
Linda Rice, Brian
the leading
Rice.
leading female trainer ever, you know. Brian and what he does. Brandon, her grandson, and what
Who
he
is
does.
now married to Allie Demerick.
Allie Demerick, yeah.
Yes.
Wayne is successful in his own right, but
It's the whole family, isn't it?
it's the whole family, and you know, just proud to be a part of that heritage. But so Clyde grew up with Wayne Lucas,
That's right.
and so JJ Pletcher, customer of ours, he's like, hey Angie, I need you to go check out some horses at my farm that we want to sell. I go to his farm. His son is Todd Pletcher. Todd worked for Wayne. Wayne grew up with Clyde. Okay, so I go to the farm.
3 degrees of separation.
Yeah, here's this horse. Here's this big red horse, and I've been wanting a horse as an adult. And so I talked my husband into getting this horse. His name was Levi. He did all kinds of tricks. No papers, no nothing. He just came from Todd's barn, wasn't Todd's favorite. I wound up getting him for free. Randy Bradshaw, I told Randy Bradshaw about this horse, and he says, I think I know who owned that horse before Wayne got him. So he contacts this person, and sure darn enough, she said, does he do tricks? And I thought, yeah, he does do some tricks. Like he would nod yes and, count and things like that. And so I became a member of AQHA, sent her the paperwork. She signed over the papers to me. And, of the hundreds of thousands of quarter horses out there, he was fatherless until I talked to Randy Bradshaw, and then I got his birth certificate. I got his papers. So it's like, what in the world?
Now, who's Bull Moon?
Bull Moon, he was a horse that I just got from a client. He wasn't racing anymore. He bowed a tendon. So he's become my heart horse now. I not rescued him, but they weren't, he just came from a farm that they weren't really taking great care of him because he wasn't running anymore. I said, I'll take him, and he's a thoroughbred that he'll go wherever I point his nose.
Nice.
So, which is nice. But when Levi was alive, they looked almost identical in the field.
Really?
Both big red horses, But
that's at the Sunny Hill Conservation.
That was Sunny Hill,
which I have ridden there, and I also did a survival camp out there.
Oh wow!
With my son.
That's a lovely place to ride out there.
It is. It's a little scary out there to survive for a week.
Yeah. I agree with that. I
may not be completely right in the head, but anyway, Pete thinks that all the time.
I didn't say a word.
No, the things I do, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, we have to go to break. The good news is we have Angie with us for another segment because they are flying by. And we are going to talk a lot about Seminole feed and about the different feeds that are available and why they are the world's best. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family-owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we're talking to Angie from Seminole and the world's best feed. 26 years. I got to ask you about the little caricature you sent us because it looks like a little fat horse in a scale.
Well, I was at an event weighing horses, because that's what I did early in my career, go to all these trail ride events weighing horses.
Don't weigh mine.
Well, how I did it was I wanted to ride my own horse. So I would, you know, in order to go to these events and have to work, I would bring my own horse and go usually be one of the first out on the trail so I could be back to weigh for everybody. And there was a guy at this particular event drawing caricatures, and he's like, that's pretty cool what you do over there. And so he just drew, that's what he drew.
One thing for sure, off the oats.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's like one of the coolest things that I've ever received at a trail ride.
And what's also pretty cool is this horse, Silver Charm.
Silver Charm. Yeah.
I visited him just a couple months ago. He's
Yeah.
still very cool.
One of my favorites. It's amazing that he's 32 years old and doesn't have any teeth in his mouth, but loves his treats, and you know, him and Michael have just such a special relationship.
Michael Blowen is one of a kind.
I mean, I came up there when the facility was closed and just kind of drove up and was talking to him, and I said, hey, Seminole, you know, I work for Seminole Feed and fed him early in his career, you know, his young life, and it's like, well, you come with me. And he took me on the private tour, and it was remarkable. It was remarkable.
He told me a funny story about that. I got to tell it to you before we get to the feed because it's funny. So one day, a husband and wife stopped by. They weren't open. I think it was a Monday. They weren't open, and they came up and they said, you know, we didn't know you weren't open. We'd really love, we're racehorse people. We would just love to come and see the horses. And Michael's like, come on in, you know, and he gave them the red carpet royal tour of the whole place. They met every single horse. He spent hours with them. Anyway, they left. And about 4 days later, he opened his mailbox, and there was a pretty whopping huge 50K check.
Whoa!
And they were like, thank you so much. And, you know, unawares, you never know who it is that you are entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have been loyal to support that ever since. So it just goes to show, just because you're closed doesn't mean you're not open.
Right, correct.
Getting into Seminole Feed,
yes.
What separates Seminole Feed from other feed out there?
Well, number one, we're a medication-free mill. And in light of what has happened around the country, if you're a horse owner, I don't have to expound on that.
Yep.
Things happen, and you know, we have human beings, we have mechanical, mechanical automation, and we also have human beings that work in there. And the mechanical, you know, it does what it's programmed to do.
Right.
Human beings don't.
Right.
And they,
True fact.
They can make mistakes. And so being medication-free, ionophore-free, ionophores are ingredients that are used primarily in cattle. They act like an antibiotic, but they are a product that causes the rumen to heat up to improve feed efficiency for cattle. And that's a big thing. You want great feed efficiency in cattle, but those ionophores, like rumens and monents and products like that, they do not play well with horses.
No, they don't.
And so
we've heard of terrible cases of horses dying from that.
Absolutely, including that humongous case out in Oklahoma a couple of years ago. And
Terrible.
so very
It
tragic.
only takes a little residue.
It only takes a little. And so because we are human, we have horses of our own, it's just not a risk that we're willing to take.
No. And what a clean warehouse. I mean, I was amazed when you toured us through it, we walked through, seeing how clean everything was and how, you know,
A
well.
lot cleaner than my feed room.
And mine.
Well, it's organized. You know, it's organized for a reason. And every, you know, if a car is one of our feeds, then every car has a garage. And that's how we keep track of where things are supposed to be. You know, we have production schedules. Feed a lot of times is made on demand. So dealers have to get their orders turned in. You know, our local farms have to get their orders turned in. And when they do, feed is generated through that. And so our mill basically turns over 4 to 5 days a week. So feed is usually in there no longer than 48 hours. And so we're proud of that. I mean, that's anybody that knows Seminole knows that knows what that date on the back of the bag means. We're one of the first companies that put like born on dates on our feed, and so we'll have people that'll come to the stores, and they don't want the feed that arrived at the store yesterday, but they want the feed that arrived at the store today. You know, it's still just as good, but the perception is I want the fresh. So that's,
I just love that it's made here in Ocala,
yes.
Marion County, the horse capital of the world, made in a medication-free mill, made right up the road here, and it's always fresh.
Yeah, and we're fixed formula. That's a unique. There's only a handful of feed companies in the United States that are actually fixed formula. There are a lot of marketing.
And what does that mean for people that don't know what that means?
Meaning that when you buy a bag of our feed, you can flip that bag over, and our ingredients are going to be printed on that bag. There's not going to be a tag on there. If I were to,
and it stays the same no matter corn goes up, soybeans. But people don't realize is in feeding, a feed mill will go, oh, corn's too expensive. I'm going to substitute
with something else. Correct.
And then that way they keep the price the same, where you guys' price may go up and down.
We use a lock formulation. That's not the same as a fixed formulation. It needs to be a fixed formulation.
And you guys are very innovative with your feeds, because you've said that other people have copied you.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
So what is it that's special about those innovative feeds? What did you guys...
Well, we were the first company in the United States that manufactured low starch feeds. And so at that time, low starch was kind of a, what does that mean? Does every horse need a low starch feed? No. Does it benefit the majority of horses? Yes.
Yes, yours does.
Yes, it does. But like fuel for a tank, carbohydrates, some horses are going to need more carbohydrates than others. Depending on the level of work that they do or the type of work that they do, that horse may use more fats, they may use more carbohydrates, they may use a combination of. It's like having a dual tank in your truck. I only need this one tank, but just in case I have to go a little longer, I'm going to flip over to that second tank. And that's what happens with horses. When we're on endurance type events, long duration, then they're going to use both tanks. In rodeo, they don't have time to flip a tank. They need the carbohydrates. They need those high starch feeds. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, the moonshine.
Yeah.
And you know how to fit the right feed for the right horse.
Yeah, because if I am not providing a good solution for that horse owner, what good am I? I'm trying to...
Well, this is why I'm such a fan of Safe and Light. Because I have a fat horse. And he looks really well on little tiny bit.
Right.
Safe and Light.
Right. My job is to try, I'm solving a mystery. I'm trying to find a solution. I've got a product that will be a solution for a customer's problem. And so typically we find out what hay are they eating? What kind of forage situation are we in? Because people are less likely to change their forage than they are their feed.
You're taking me back to school?
Yeah.
Feeds and feeding. Oh, no.
Exactly. They're less likely to change their forage. Okay, because it's already going to be it's kind of a grief situation where I might have to tell them they got to feed less. Well, that's a grieving process because we feed horses like we eat.
I know.
We feed horses like we feel.
I know.
Okay.
We do.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Seminole Feed. SeminoleFeed.com. If you're local here in the area, there's a location downtown, Highway 40 and Bellevue. It really is the world's best feed.
And we're available on Chewy now.
I know. Chewy.com, by the way.
Yep.
Chewy.com. You can actually get feed from Seminole Feed from Chewy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I think I'm going to ask Angie, can you do a tip of the week for Seminole Feeds?
A tip of the week?
Yeah, we do a tip of the week for Pat Myers, and I do a tip of the week.
That's
I think
right.
that would be...
Let me hear yours first.
Well, you're going to hear it. You have to stay.
We have a goodie bag for you. A piranha goodie
Oh, that's
bag
awesome.
full of nice goodies. And I have a little horse for you that says you're awesome because you are.
Oh, that's so great.
And we also have a 50% off your first visit with Becky from Grateful Gallops if you would like to have a cryo or have your horse or dog have a cold laser or something
That's
wonderful.
really
And she's a
spectacular.
veteran and an awesome
Thank you so
lady.
much.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
We need to have you on more.
I know.
We'll be right back. We have the Renegades with us, who, by the way, feed Seminole Feed because they're smart renegades. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's saff. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our TV broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And a couple of shout outs for Palm Chevrolet before we kick off with the Renegades drill team. They have got some specials going on. You can get road trip ready with all sorts of accessories that are on sale right now. And if you'd like to have a Silverado, they've got some special deals going on as well on their trucks. They have a $1,000 added cash, and you can get a 2026 Chevy Silverado HD Duramax diesel. And I know a place you can get it wrapped. Smash wraps. It'll be kind of loud like mine. We have the Renegades drill team here. I'm so excited. Valerie, so lovely to have you back. Valerie Stalvey and Mary Patient. Very nice to meet you. I felt I met you before.
I think we have, but I don't know where.
I know, I never know, but we probably have crossed paths. So the Renegades, 2010?
Yep.
Been together for a bit.
2010. My husband and I moved up here from South Florida, where we had been on a drill team down there. And we looked and looked and looked for a team up here, and there just wasn't one. And so a group of friends of ours that enjoyed trail riding and camping and drill team, but we didn't have a drill team, decided to make our own. And started it in 2010 and have been going strong since.
That's incredible. And you're the captain?
I'm the captain. I joined the team, I think, in 2017, and I've been a part of it since then, but I've been involved in drill for, dare I say, 30 years. It was when I was on my first drill team in 96.
When you were 5 years old.
Yeah. Sure, we'll go with that.
I'm going to tell you a funny story about how Valerie joined the drill team. So we were at a Sunshine State Mounted Drill Team Association end of year meeting. And Valerie mentioned that she had just gotten a quarter horse because she had been on the Paso drill team. And said, oh, yes. She joked around and said, oh, if you ever need somebody, I have a quarter horse now. Well, it just so happened that our team was short a rider for the coming year. So I called Valerie up and said, were you serious
and I said,
about riding your quarter horse on our team? And she said, well, sure. And that's how she got on our team.
I haven't looked back, but that horse did not like drill, so she left, but I stayed.
Yeah. Now, how was that going from a Pasifino to a quarter horse?
Oh, it's very different.
I was going to say,
I did, because I started drill team with Stardust, which was the traveling drill team that Kathy Seymour from Fiddle Leaf Farms did, and I did that for years. And then I started my own team that I did competitions with, and that's when I met Mary and the Renegades. But then I switched, and it had been years since I'd ridden a trotting horse, and so just that the speed and the way those horses move, you feel like you're going so much faster. And they're like, keep up. And I'm like, oh, I'm hoping I'm staying on my horse. But I think it took about 6 months and getting rid of the horse that bucked. And then I was okay.
And then you were okay. So now you have a quarter horse.
I actually have 3 Mustangs.
Oh, you have the Mustangs. Because I did notice that you have 7, right? Mustangs altogether on the team, is that right?
My husband and I have 4. Valerie has 3, and another girl has 1 who will start next year. And then quarter horses make up
the rest.
And how many people are on the team?
We have 6 people on the team right now. We have gone from 4 to 8 throughout the years, and kind of always seem to not be able to get more than 6 right now. But the thing that's important is that those 6 people are like family to us.
I was going to say, I would think smaller is like easier to.
It really is,
and people.
All those personalities of the horses.
Yes, exactly.
We work together, we ride together, we play together. It is very much like a family.
Together. We do everything together.
And you do some clinics and things as well, right? You go and you mentioned you did a clinic recently.
Yes.
Where you go and have somebody come, and even like you mentioned Sydney actually Frost, who's been on this show, coming and helping you guys as well.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah,
she's a
it's
big
important. We have drill clinicians come and teach us about drill, but like Sydney, and we've had Corey Rogers come. They come and help the team with our horsemanship and our riding, because it's fun to go out and just do this drill pattern, but if you're not riding your horse correctly, and asking them to do the things that we do correctly, it makes a big difference.
And watching from the audience, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
When you see people just doing the hard stuff,
yes,
but are just flying by, at the, barely staying on,
right?
Or the horse is going all over the place. Yeah.
Come off in the corner.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a team all the way around, not only with the people, but your horses are your teammates as well, and they have to work and play well with each other, and so we have to get them used to each other whenever we bring in a new horse and get them to work together, and because we work in close proximity at high speed.
Now, what do you mentioned Seminole? You feed Seminole. What do you feed the Mustangs mostly, or the different feeds from Seminole?
Well, I'm kind of like you, and mine need to be on a diet
Safe
as well. So I
you have
actually,
their plants. That's what I call them.
I'm sorry, my horse looks absolutely fantastic. Like his coat looks great, and he looks fantastic, and he doesn't have to have very much of it.
Yeah,
and he's an easy keeper, but at least I know he's getting everything he needs.
Yeah, but mine are actually on the alfalfa pellets, and then I've got some retirees at home that are on the senior wellness.
Senior feed is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's really good for that. And then you do some stuff with the BLM. Support the BLM. Bureau of Land Management.
Most of our
add that in.
Bureau of Land Management.
I was afraid if I don't say that.
All of our horses have come through the Bureau of Land Management, and I would say all of them except for one of Valerie's, we adopted directly from them as wild horses and gentled and trained them ourselves.
Nice.
Which is fun.
It really is.
It
yeah.
is. You really get a special bond with them when you do that.
You do. I have to agree. Having a Mustang myself from the Bureau of Land Management, I can understand the relationship that you have and the connection that you have when you get them from the wild and spend that time with them. It's so important, and that's what makes the relationship and the trust. I think that's probably what makes them good drill horses, because Talk about the military background of drill teams.
So drill started from the military because you would ride in formation, and that company front line, which we call a line abreast, that was intimidating in the military times. So those things, and then your horsemanship of riding in pairs and close proximity, one of the things we still call a suicide charge, when the horses go through each other like this, those all have that basis in the military riding, because it helped for the intimidation and in just riding forward and going through the lines. And it wasn't until the 1940s that drill team became more of a sport. It started as more exhibition things in the rodeos and things like that. And then out in California in 1949, they started their first set of rules and put together things for competition. And it's just evolved from there.
That's so cool. It looks like so much fun. It looks like a good time.
It is.
Like teamwork. We were just talking to Jackson Wagner just a week ago about mounted games and about the team effort there, and I think when you have multiple horse people and horses all working together, there's something special about that. Going all the way back to me being on the mounted unit a long time ago, it was the same kind of process. So stay with us, because we have to take a break, but we are coming back. We have another segment, so we're going to talk more to the Renegades. Leave the engines behind and saddle up for an unforgettable experience on horseback with African Horse Safaris. Larson Hay, family owned and operated, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing, and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we're talking to Valerie Stalvey and Mary Patient. We've been talking about the Renegades drill team. And you do some pretty cool events, don't you?
We do. Probably one of the most memorable ones that we have done recently is Rafter Cross Cowboy Church does a New Year's Eve bull bash. And it's a very tiny arena that they put us into. And it's dark and it's at night and there's big bulls everywhere. And
That sounds entirely too
more-
spooky.
yeah, and if your horse is not used to it, it could be a little intimidating, you know, in big crowds, which are right up on the rail. And it was a lot, you know, the adrenaline's pumping, and we opened with the flag ceremony and presented the American flag, and it was pretty cool. And we've done that at WEC as well, when we opened for the Black Stallion event that they did at WEC.
And we did one at HITS too.
At HITS, yeah. It's always special when you can do a drill and present the American flag.
Gosh, yes. That's the best part. And
So-
I see you guys all patriotically dressed for your your drill. I like that.
When I was in college, we did a professionals rodeo, and all the girls tried out for the drill team for the opening. And so it was always fun to watch the 3 or 4 days of them riding the horses, and they'd get nervous, and then the guys would say, "Oh, don't worry, the horses know what to do. Just get them in there, and they'll do the rest." And by the time the show came on, the horses. Is that how your horses are?
Pretty much. Yeah. They learn the drill.
Right.
And if you're in the middle of the drill and you're like, "Oh no, which way do I go?" Just trust your horse, because they're when they hear the whistle blow, they know which way to turn. It's amazing how they learn it.
It's tough when you make a change to the drill, and then they're like, "No, I was supposed to
No,
go this way."
wait.
We're like, "No, we're changing this," and they're like, "I don't think so."
They're like, "No, we're not." Wait,
You haven't
you're
practiced it enough.
Right.
How often do you have to practice to be successful?
We practice once a week. We're very consistent about it. We very rarely will take time off. When we're coming up to a competition or a couple weeks before, we might try to throw in an extra practice. But really, just the consistency of once a week, and you know, not taking big breaks, because you forget, your horse forgets.
And you're working obviously with your horses in between those practices, but practices together are once a week to keep that consistency, to keep the horses doing what they're doing. And then, like you said, if you do make a change, obviously you've got to get them ready for the next event. Now, you don't just do events, you do compete. You mentioned competing. What is that like? Are there a lot of competitions around?
There's 4 competitions in the state of Florida each year, hosted by the Sunshine State Mounted Drill Team Association. So we travel as far south as Okeechobee and as far north as Jacksonville, and we used to go all the way to Jasper, which is on the Georgia line. So it's a pretty big state to go to those 4 competitions, but at least you get the feedback from the judges and what they're looking at, and we get audio commentary, which is really nice because we sit back and we watch our videos afterwards and sync it with that judge's commentary, and so we can watch that, and they say, "Well, you know, your circle was bad," and we're like, "Yeah, okay, I can see that was Sally and she did it wrong, and we can fix it going forward."
That's helpful, isn't it?
Yes,
to be able
very
to
much.
actually see it in action, because often you'll feel it when you're off. But to see it and then have the commentary with it, that's
a
extra.
great feature.
That really is.
Yeah, they started that about 5 years ago. It used to be you would get handwritten, scribbled on sheets, and you'd kind of be like, I don't know what they meant, and
Which rider was it? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I promise.
But getting the audio that they do while you're riding the drill and being able to sync it has been invaluable.
That really helped. Now, did you tell me there are 10 teams in Florida?
Right now there's 10 teams that are in the Sunshine State Association that compete, and I believe there's a couple other teams that do the rodeos circuit. That don't necessarily compete, but they do the rodeo circuits.
And for a competition, do you go in and you do a certain drill? Is that what you do for the competition? Are there different parts of it, or is it you're just doing your drill and that's how you compete?
There's different classes, so some are based on time, some are based on numbers.
Okay.
Like there's a quad, you only have 4 riders in that one. There's others that are a little bit longer, built for the bigger teams, and so we struggle being a team of 5 to 6 because it's tough sometimes to have as much presence as an 8 to 10 person team.
Right.
And others are as a compulsory, where it's a pre-written drill and every team does the same drill. And then another one called short program, where we're given 6 moves that we're judged on specifically, but we can write them into the drill however we want. And
kind of like a
Mary
freestyle.
Mary's a talent at making a drill that flows beautifully and incorporates those moves.
And how important is the music for your drills?
It's pretty important, especially when you're doing a theme class. So they have classes that's called theme, and the music has to go with that theme. So, for example, I think I saw you running the video of our gambler theme.
Mm-hmm.
So we dress up as saloon girls, and my husband dresses up as the gambler. And we play music that's very appropriate to the theme. We play the Kenny Rogers song. We, know when to hold on. I'm not a singer, so I won't continue. But that's really important. And then when you're doing a really fast, high-speed drills, it's important to have music that has a very fast, up-tempo beat to keep the audience engaged.
Makes
Especially
sense.
when you're at an event like the Bull Bash or the rodeo, you want the audience to be engaged with not only the
Absolutely.
drill, but the music is a part of that.
It really is. It makes a difference. And is your husband the only guy?
He is the only guy on the
Bless
team.
him. Bless him.
Smart guy.
I'm sure he doesn't always think it's a blessing, but
It's amazing. So when do you next compete?
our next competition is actually local. It's at the Florida Horse Park.
Oh, I love the Florida Horse Park.
And it is September 12th and 13th.
Lovely.
So
folks can come out and watch?
Yeah, we'd love to have people come out and watch.
We always post the schedule on, we have a Renegades Facebook page, and we post the schedule when it comes out, usually about a week before the competition.
I got to ask you if you'll do the Horse Capital Parade. Sorry, I just have to.
October 10th.
I'll double check my calendar. I
Oh,
did
it'd be
see
so
that come in as
beautiful.
possible.
Oh, that would be lovely if you would be. Oh my gosh. Well, we had the Mounted Games group do it with a big banner. They had a big banner for their Mounted Games to, advertise what they do.
Parade has evolved. I think I did your inaugural one.
You did.
And
It's
that was-
definitely evolved. We had thousands downtown last year, which was great because it was the first time we'd had it back downtown since COVID. And when we came up into the square, I was like, whoa. I didn't expect that kind of turnout. It was huge. Wow. It was phenomenal, and everybody that was involved in it was great. And Pat Myers, shout out for Pat Myers, whose rug I still have, by the way. He's our presenting sponsor. We love the rug, Pat. We've got a couple of goodie bags for you guys.
Awesome.
Actually, we've got 3 because we got one for the only man as well. So we got Piranha goodie bags for you, and we've also got 50% off with Becky Jenkins from Grateful Gallops if you guys want. She does cryotherapy on people and animals.
Awesome. Nice.
She does cupping, equine massage. She does cold laser, beamer, red light, all of those. And she's absolutely wonderful. She's a veteran and very patriotic herself. So you guys will love her. But you get 50% off with that card if you need any of her services. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
thank
And tell
you.
us one more time how folks can find you.
Either on our Facebook page, which is Renegades Drill Team, or we also have an email that is Renegades Drill Team at gmail.com. I had to there's another Renegades team, and our emails are very close.
So you don't want to get the wrong one.
No.
Exactly.
Check them out and follow them. Their photographs and videos are fantastic, and their events are wonderful. And the competition, September 12th and 13th, we'll be there. We'll be right back on the Horse Talk Show. Stay with us. Ocala Dog Ranch is the exclusive dog boarding facility to the Horse Talk Show.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. DNN Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, DNN Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of North Central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that accent down.
Oh, yes. Angie Tedder Crawford's with us from Seminole Feed to wrap up the show, but we're going to kick it off with Dancing Pete Roder's Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship. Okay, today's Tip of the Week is a little twist on what I've given before, which is get excited about your mistakes. So a lot of times when you make a mistake or your horse makes a mistake, I tell people, get excited. Woohoo! That's how you learn. Just recently, I'm taking that to the next level. When you have a stressor, either from you or your horse, get excited, because that means you're going to learn something. That stress is going to put you in a position that you're going to get through it. So you might as well get excited, because 2 minutes from now, a month from now, that stressor is going to put you in the right position. So that's my new tip is, when you have stress, even in life,
don't get your knickers in a twist.
That's right. Get excited, because you're gonna
learn a lesson.
Yeah. I want to be up and down the halls being so excited.
If you have a horse, you know you have at least one dog or more. Here's Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. As you may or may not know, the county is overloaded with dogs that need homes. One way that you could help if you don't want to adopt a dog is to foster a dog. The plus about fostering a dog is most rescues will pay for the food and all the vet bills. You just get the fun of owning a dog without the expense. So maybe if you've got a little bit of room in your house and you can take another dog, or maybe you just want to learn and see if you would like to have a dog, look into foster programs with some of the rescues that are around. Neil Hennessy, owner of Ocala Dog Ranch.
You can be a foster. You can also be a foster fail. That means you're adopted. But seriously, Open Hands Animal Rescue is a great example. They've always got dogs that need to be fostered. And there are a lot of people that cannot take on the responsibility of having a dog full-time or for the rest of its life, because of work schedules, living accommodations, all sorts of things. But if you can even foster one for a short period of time, just to help it get its forever home, that is huge. And most horse people own dogs and love dogs. And it's okay to be a foster fail, even if Pete says it's not. If you have a dog and a horse, you most likely need an electrician, because we want to keep our animals safe. Here's Pat from Pat Myers Electric.
At Pat Myers Electric, we're constantly training to be our absolute best.
for all your current barn needs. Hello, Pat with Pat Myers Electric here with your horsepower electrical tip of the week, helping to keep your barn and horses safe. Nowadays, we see a lot of farms that accommodate RV parking. There's a couple things we want to address to help keep those things safe. Number one, the receptacle where the cord plugs in for the RV. We want to make sure it has the proper enclosure and lid so that it can be closed while the RV is plugged in. We don't want any weather or debris getting into that receptacle. Second, where we run that cord, we want to keep it out of high traffic areas. We don't want people or horses tripping over the cord or potentially damaging the cord when they step on it to cause injury. And third, we want to make sure that whenever we run that cord out, before we plug it in, before we turn on anything, we want to ensure that that cord is in proper working order. There's no frayed ends, no breaks in the line to keep everyone safe. Pat with Pat Myers Electric, Ocala's premier equestrian electrician.
Pat Myers, the horseman's electrician. He's the only one you want out there on your farm, keeping you safe, your barn safe, your house safe, and your RV accommodations safe too. Since we have Angie here from Seminole Feed, we're going to do a feed tip of the week.
Feed tip of the week. Well, right now, since we're in terrible drought situations, want to also encourage forage first. Just be aware that there are some things going on out west that's preventing a lot of good quality forage from being harvested, and to just be aware, plan ahead. But you want forage to be the cornerstone of your feeding program, and then use a good balanced feed to help fill those nutritional gaps.
Yeah, and I have to say I love the EquiSafe hay. It's like crack cocaine for ponies. They love that.
Well, it's not designed as crack cocaine because it's very low starch, low sugar.
But they think it is.
But the nice part is with that, it's very unique. It's a forage, complete feed.
Yes, it is.
So if you're really trying to micromanage what's going on with going into the horse's mouth, that's a great way to have a guaranteed analysis, because the hay doesn't come with one.
Right.
It's got vitamin and mineral in there that help restore and grow foot, and so it is considered a long stem forage.
They get that and Larson's Teff hay, and I know they're getting good stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, wonderful stuff. Great for fat horses and donkeys, by the way. We have got a few things we're going to mention. Becky, we've talked about Becky from Grateful Gallops. You get 50% off when you mention the Horse Talk Show. You're going to learn a little bit about her.
Hi, I'm Becky Jenkins from Grateful Gallops. As a veteran, I understand the importance of holistic approaches to support pain relief, mobility, range of motion, and overall wellness. I offer mobile wellness services for you, your horse, and your dog, including cryotherapy and Beamer. For equines and canines, I also provide muscle scraping, massage, stretching, cold laser, red light therapy, cupping, craniosacral release, and other energy-based modalities. As an equestrian myself, I know how important a comfortable, relaxed horse is to performance and well-being. I come to you. I provide relief, promote healing, and would love to be part of your wellness journey with your 2, 3, or 4-legged family members. Learn more at GratefulGallops.com or follow Grateful Gallops on social media. And don't forget to mention the Horse Talk Show ad for 50% off your first service.
If you're in Ocala and Marion County, you need to know about all of our local horse-related events, so we're going to fly through them really quick. The Wild West Revival is coming up July 24th and 25th. There are going to be dance acts, aerialists, Banjo, the water buffalo that I have ridden and raced on, is going to be there with his buddy Harley. It should be a great show. Get that on your calendar. July 24th and 25th, shows at 7 p.m. Check it out online. You can find out more information. Black Horse Ranch is having a National Day of the Cowboy Day Retreat on July 25th. Black Horse Ranch is a fantastic place to go and camp and ride. They're going to have swimming and barbecue and all kinds of fun events going on that day. So get July 25th marked down for a good time at Black Horse Ranch. The gala for Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy horses is October 10th. It is also Magic, the only living top 10 most heroic animal in the history of the world. It will be her 20th birthday, and they're going to have some special musicians coming in from Nashville. And if you buy a table or sponsor this event, you're helping the 501c3 that does so much in our community and far beyond. They do our school visits, hospitals, rehab, hospice, you name it, they're there. So please support that gala if you can. And on the same day in the morning, you can do both. It's the All Breed Horse Capital Parade in downtown Ocala at 9 a.m. presented by Pat Myers Electric, supporting sponsors Wilmec, the CEP's Equine Initiative, and the Horse Talk Show. And we had about 60 plus horses downtown last year, and the response so far is more. There were several thousand people on the square. I think this thing is just growing. We've already had 15,000 views on the event page, so I'm going to say it's going to blow up. October 23rd, we're bringing back Horseween, which will be the Equine Industry Expo and the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, free for all ages, starting at 3:30 in the afternoon, going on until 9 at night at the Ocala Downtown Market. Come and learn about farriers, vets, equine dentists, and then play horse sports from the safety of a stick horse and win ribbons and trophies. You can't go wrong. Those two events are the finest in equine edutainment by far, thanks to Piranha Animal Health, who supports our equine initiative here in the horse capital of the world. Look at that, and it's a wrap. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world,
or not,
happy horsing around till the same time next week.
See ya.